If you're an athlete, travel is a constant. It's just part of the job. But here's the thing. So are the risks. You know, every airport, every hotel, and every stadium you step into presents a potential security threat. So, what we're going to do here is lay out a simple, actionable playbook to keep you safe on the road. That way, you can stay focused on the game. So let's kick this off with a story that's all too real. Meet Andre. He's a pro athlete on his way to a huge tournament. He's pretty excited about hitting platinum status with his airline, so he snaps a quick picture at the airport for his fans. In just an hour, it gets over 8,000 likes. Seems pretty harmless, right? Well, hidden in that photo was his boarding pass. And to an attacker, that little barcode, that's a gold mine. Someone out there noticed it, they zoomed in, and just like that, Andre's entire trip was completely compromised. And you won't believe how fast things unraveled. From that one single barcode, the attacker got his passport number, his full flight itinerary, they even got into his frequent flyer account. From there, they actually rerouted his connecting flight and hacked the email that was tied to his travel profile. So Andre lands in Tokyo, totally stranded, with absolutely no idea what just hit him. Andre's story really shines a light on a critical truth for any traveler. Your environment is an attack surface, and it's up to you to secure it. Every single place you go carries some kind of risk. So let's break down how to secure these environments, and we're going to start with the airport. First up, airports and transit. This is the place where athletes often lose sensitive data the fastest. It's chaotic, it's public, and it's really the first line of defense you need to get right. So why is the airport so risky? Well, it's because this combination of factors is basically an attacker's dream scenario. Think about it. You're distracted, juggling gates and security lines. You're a recognizable target. You're almost always in a rush. And your schedule, it's often very predictable. It is the perfect storm for a security breach. And the threats, they come in all shapes and sizes. You've got fake Wi-Fi networks, the ones named something convincing like free_airport_Wi-Fi that are just set up to steal your data. Public charging stations can be weaponized. We already saw what a simple boarding pass barcode can lead to. And then you have the really low-tech stuff, like someone just shoulder surfing at a kiosk, or even Bluetooth hijack. Let's actually focus on one of those for a second: juice jacking. This is when an attacker modifies a public USB port, like the ones you see at charging stations everywhere. So when you plug your phone in to get some juice, they're actually jacking your data or installing malware. It's a surprisingly simple, but man, it's a devastatingly effective attack. So how do you fight back? Here's your playbook. First, before you even walk into the airport, disable your Bluetooth and any Wi-Fi auto-connect features. If you need internet, always use your phone's personal hotspot. As we learned from Andre, never ever post your boarding pass. To avoid that juice-jacking threat, always use your own charger in a wall outlet, never a public USB port. And finally, keep all of your electronics in your carry-on, not your checked bag. Simple. Okay, so you've landed. The next big challenge is your hotel. Now, it might feel like a private space, kind of like a temporary locker room, but you have to treat it with the same level of security. You have to be the one to actively secure it. And whatever you do, do not fall for a false sense of security. A 5-star rating for the hotel does not mean it has 5-star cybersecurity. In fact, a lot of the time, the exact opposite is true. These fancy hotels are really high-value targets. The risks here are both digital and physical. The hotel Wi-Fi is pretty much always a shared, insecure network. Hidden cameras, they can be placed in the most mundane, everyday objects. Those smart TVs can be compromised to spy on you. And of course, you have to remember, hotel staff have physical access to your room. So here's your hotel playbook. First, just assume the hotel Wi-Fi is hostile. That means you either use your phone's hotspot or a trusted VPN, which creates a private encrypted tunnel for all your data. Next, you need to make the 10-second sweep a habit. The second you walk in the door, check behind mirrors, look inside smoke detectors, vents, and even power outlets for anything that looks out of place. Cover your laptop camera and the door's peephole. Disable the smart features on the TV. And last but not least, use the physical safe for your passport and other sensitive devices. All right, now it's game day. The stadium is your workplace, but from a security point of view, it is a digital swamp. Honestly, it's one of the most chaotic and highest risk environments you're ever going to face. The sheer density of threats here is just staggering. You are surrounded by dozens of rogue Wi-Fi networks. Attackers can easily disguise themselves as event staff. You'll see malicious QR codes taped right over legitimate signs, and it's become shockingly common for thieves to just slip trackers like AirTags into people's bags to follow them later.
This situation calls for a strict pre-entry checklist. Turn on your VPN before you even get close to the stadium. Just don't scan any QR codes you can't verify. Bring your own power bank or at least a charge-only cable. A big one, disable location tagging on your photos. And when you're in those dense crowds, keep your phone secured in a zipped bag.
Now, international travel, that raises the stakes even higher. When you're abroad, the threat model changes completely. You're not just dealing with everyday cybercriminals anymore. You could be a target for much more sophisticated adversaries. Yeah, we're not just talking about random hackers anymore. Depending on where you're going, you could be a target for foreign intelligence agencies, corporate spies who are working for rival sponsors, or even highly organized cybercrime gangs that specifically go after high-income travelers. The single best mindset you can have for international travel is this: treat your devices like a rental car. You use it for what you need, but you leave absolutely nothing personal inside. Just assume it's temporary and completely disposable. So the playbook here is much stricter. You bring clean devices, which means phones or laptops with zero personal data or sensitive apps on them. Use a privacy screen protector to guard against shoulder surfing. Keep all of your wireless radios, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth turned off unless you are actively using them. Your gear, it never leaves your carry-on. And as soon as you get home, you completely wipe the devices you took with you. So we've covered the mindset, we've covered the tactics. Now for the final and most practical piece, the gear. Building a dedicated travel operations security kit is really the best way to make sure these practices become second nature. So what goes in the kit? First, a charge-only USB cable, sometimes called a data blocker. This prevents juice jacking. Next, your own international wall adapter, a privacy screen for your phone and your laptop, a physical webcam cover, a trusted VPN app downloaded and ready to go, a small digital lockbox for your hotel room, and finally, if you're going to a high-risk area, that temporary clean phone. Look, this isn't about theory, it's about building habits. Every single one of these components, from your mindset all the way down to your gear, works together to protect you, your data, and your career. Which really just leaves one final question. Is your travel kit ready?